I think trading JT Miller would be an absolute big mistake by the Vancouver Canucks. We're going to dive into this conversation, and I want to hear from you as well. Post in the comments what you think. This is going to be a very interactive video. Do not trade JT Miller. Let's hit the intro and get into this. Hey everyone, it is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because all of this conversation regarding a rift, regarding can these two players coexist, can that JT Miller was this close to being traded. There's so much to talk about, and people are losing their minds on the media and the YouTubers and saying, you guys created this. Listen to me. These kind of videos, and this is not why I'm making this video, but these kind of videos are getting so many views nationally and locally because people want to know what's going on in Vancouver. I have friends that are messaging me saying, Trev, what is going on in Vancouver? Why are they going to be trading JT Miller? That's insane. Are they going to be trading Pettersson? Are they going to, you know what I mean? So this is big news. So we're, as content creators, going to talk about this. We're going to ask Allvin this. So we're going to talk about, excuse me, all these things today. But I want you to post in the comments right now, do you think the Vancouver Canucks should trade JT Miller? Yes or no? Yes or no? And I know that it doesn't matter what we think, but I think it matters what you think. I think it matters what the fan base thinks. This fan base is divided in what to do. This is absolutely crazy that we are actually considering trading our best forward. I don't care what you say about Pettersson right now. He is not the star player on this team. I've been hearing people, well, you got to make the star player happy. He's not the star player. JT Miller is the best forward we have, and it's not close. And the best player we have on our team is Quinn Hughes. So he's the star. Let's just stop right there. Just because you paid him $11.6 million, Elias Pettersson is not the star on this team. And maybe he's got his nose out of joint because he knows he's not the best player on the team. Maybe, I don't know. All I know is losing sucks, and people can't handle an off year. We want answers. We want people to be accountable for bad decisions and why this team has struggled. But we don't want to take into the fact, and we've talked about it, I've talked about it over and over and over again, that the reality is we have been so injured this year that literally all of our star players, all of our all-star players, all of our high-quality players have been injured, and you just cannot compete. Meanwhile, we're fighting for a playoff spot after all this mass carnage to our players. And nobody in the NHL, and you've heard me say this before, if you watch my channel, nobody has been talking enough about this. And so here we are. And now it's like, we need to trade somebody. We need to, why? Oh, you know what? Rick Tocchet, he's toxic, right? He's toxic. He's awful. He's a cancer in the, you know what? He hates losing. Does he make it tough for his team? Sure. Does he care about winning and losing? Absolutely. That's the thing that you got to like understand. And some of you are going to be saying, Trev, we should trade him because he is a cancer and he is all this. I want players in my locker room, in this organization that care that they didn't win, that care that they didn't lose. I heard someone the other day say that McDavid is a terrible leader because of that, what happened in the face-off series, right? It's like he was swearing at his teammates. Really? You know what? Coaches are losing their minds all the time with their teams. The amount of F-bombs, and I'm not a proponent of swearing at people and belittling people. Don't get me wrong, okay? But this is the NHL, and people if you knew what happened in locker rooms, you would be shocked. But these are grown men, and they're millionaires, and they're passionate about the game. But like the people saying, oh, McDavid's he's not a terrible leader. He wants to win. Michael Jordan was considered a total jerk and was now called the greatest player in history, won 6 NBA titles. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying nice guys finish last. I'm just saying there's some people that really care. You think for 1 minute that Matthew Tkachuk is not telling people what he really thinks in the locker room when they're not playing well? You're telling me that Brad Marchand's not those guys are winning cups, guys. They've won a cup. And we want just everyone to get along, and everyone. At the end of the day, JT Miller plays playoff hockey at everything. He is the type of the player that you want. And so we're going to talk about all these trade rumors. We're going to talk about what's being said about him, okay? But I think that it would be a massive, big mistake if they traded JT Miller. And now some of you are going, Trev, it's because, excuse me, I've just gotten this cold tonight. It's because you're the big fan. Yeah, I am. And I'm trying my best not to be biased in this. I would prefer JT Miller over Pettersson, but my plan is let's keep them both and let's go win a cup. Let's go him, Pettersson, and Miller down the middle and have Quinn Hughes there. And when they're healthy and they're not struggling, like this is a good, and obviously I don't know. I don't know if they don't believe in the core anymore or what, but what happened from game 5, game 6, game 7, where JT Miller, people are chanting his name. He scores the big overtime goal. Guess who didn't score an overtime goal in the playoffs this year, right? Not Pettersson. JT Miller did. I want Pettersson to do well. Don't get me wrong. People are chanting his name at WWE events. And now we're going to turn on him after a few months, half a season. I am absolutely blown away. I'm a huge, you know me. He's my favorite Canuck forward right now. No, he's my favorite Canuck. And I love Quinn Hughes. Like, it just makes no sense. It just makes no sense. And here's the thing. Recency bias is a brutal thing. Is he struggling? Yes. Did he take a personal leave of absence? Yes. Is he having an off season? Yes. Should we trade him? No. Absolutely not. This is ridiculous. Listen, JT Miller is a playoff type player. Connor McDavid said Miller was the toughest guy he played against in the playoffs. End of story. And then the Canucks are known for being soft, so let's not sign Zadorov and let's trade JT Miller. So who's left? Sherwood, Joshua, Myers, Desharnais. You see that fight that Desharnais had in the LA Kings game, get revenge? Like, that's what we're dealing with. And then people don't like Jules things. He's like, oh, he hits people and he's out of his position. Yeah, At least he's got some grit to him. Our toughest guys, if JT Miller's gone, our toughest guys are the small guys, and it's Garland and Höglander. Like, what are we even thinking about here? How is this even a thing? And then, and again, I want Pettersson to do well. Don't get me wrong, but he's had a terrible 12 months. 12 months. But let's trade JT. Yeah, let's trade JT. Oh, yeah, you know what? Remember that game? He had 1 assist, but he had all those block shots. Wow, look at how amazing it is. Guys, are we out to lunch or what? My goodness. Look at this. I'm sharing this with you right now. Excuse me. So JT Miller's having a bad year. In 35 games, he has 31 points. 8 goals, 23 assists. Yes, he's a -6. 1 power play goal, 1 game-winning goal, 1 game overtime goal, okay? Pettersson's played 4 more games, had 2 more goals, has 2 less points. He's a -5. He's had 5 power play goals, which is great. That's good. I mean, it was not great. It's good. And 1 game-winning goal. That's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about. And people protect Petey because of his skill and his age, and I understand that. But let's be honest, he's rarely great against great teams. But let's trade Miller. Yeah, that makes total sense. I know I'm ranting. But I am very passionate about this. And so we're going to get into the trade rumors. We're going to talk about the suspension. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. But I want to get behind. I'm going to do a promo, and then we're going to talk about what Allvin said, what Rick Dhaliwal said, and then I want to get into your comments. So I appreciate it. We've got 132 people here. Hit the like and subscribe. And I've got so many comments I need to get to. But thank you for being here. I'm going to do my promo, and we're going to get into some really good stuff here. So Patrik Allvin today comes out and talks to the media, and it's supposed to be his mid-season address to the media conference, and cool, that's whatever. I knew for a fact that this was not going to be a very enlightening. What's he going to say? He's not going. He's got to be political in this moment, right? He can't say, "Hey, we're really upset with JT. Hey, we've gotten an offer from the Rangers. Hey, you know, the so-and-so's interested. We came this close to trading him," or he's a cancer in the locker room. No, he's going to say, I'm not going to comment on any players. So it's like, don't you dare ask me about JT Miller or Pettersson. And then, oh, but what about Brock? What do you think about his future? Oh, yeah. And blah, 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 blah. Starts talking about Brock Besser. And then it's like, oh, well, what about this guy? And it's like, okay, I get it. You can't show your cards. Why did you even go in front of the media? Like, honestly, like what a waste of time to show your face. Now, I would have just said, we're not doing that. If you're literally on the verge of trading JT Miller, do not do a media conference. Do not do one. They're going to ask you the questions, then you get all upset. I can't believe you guys are asking us questions. Well, literally, the fan base wants to know. It's unbelievable. And then, I love Rick Dhaliwal. I'm a huge fan. But can I just say, Donnie is talking a lot of sense here. He is on the do not trade JT Miller bandwagon either. Like, him and I are on the same thing. And Dollywell's trying to explain why. And 6 weeks ago, they decided that these two guys can't coexist. So they're looking to move and blah, blah, blah. The fact is, JT Miller has a no trade clause or no movement clause. He controls his own destiny. You put it in the contract. If you didn't like JT Miller, you knew how he played, you knew how he's in the locker room, then why did you sign him to an 8-year deal? And if Pettersson's so upset, why did you sign an 8-year deal here? Because you believed you can both coexist. You both, the management believed that this is the core they wanted to go with. And the one time JT Miller struggles. So yeah, has he had a tough season? Did he go take a leave of absence? Absolutely. But what about last year, 103 points? What about last year in the playoffs? What about the year before that? 82 games, 82 points. The year before that, 80 whatever games, 99 points. What, are we just going to forget that? This is just stupid. But people want him gone. And then Rick Dollywell says, and again, I'm a huge Dollywell fan, the Canucks can't win a Miller trade. This is my response to Rick, and I appreciate you. I appreciate your insider information. I get it. I like what you do. Then don't trade JT Miller. If you're not going to win a trade, we're not going to get good value back, do not trade JT Miller. I don't care. Trade him in the offseason. Trading him now and losing a deal is not going to help us. But even last game, everyone's like, oh, Pettersson played so well last game. And cool, great. Played well against Oilers. But guess what? It was JT that had 2 assists. JT who won the faceoff and Hughes scored. JT, you know what I mean? JT who come in after Garland got cross-checked by McDavid. JT's the guy going after McDavid. So they're both important. If the Canucks are not going to win a trade, and it's not like you have to win it outright, it's not like it's going to be lopsided, but you've got to get something in return. Absolutely something in return. And if you don't, then don't make the deal. Don't make the deal. Okay? Now I want to get into some trade rumors. Okay? I just want to make sure I have all these names correct and all this kind of stuff. But oh man, it's been rough. It's been rough, don't you think? Watching this this franchise, and I understand we're losing games, but it's not all on JT why we're losing games. It's just so stupid. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And some of you are like, well, how come you can't get this? It's like, well, people trade for guys like JT Miller. That's what happens. You can't get guys like this in deals very often. And we're going to be like, hey, he scored 103 points. If you traded Pettersson after this 102-point season, people think you're nuts. Even though they think you're nuts now. All right, so apparently the Canucks had trade rumors with the Rangers. It's been a while. First one we heard of is Zibanejad. And then, all these guys, Lafreniere, I understand. If we can get him, I'd be happy. If we're going to make a deal, get him, Schneider, that's what I would do. But now we're talking, here's what I got. Spittin' Chicklets made an awesome graphic. I want to give him a shout out. Oh, no, not that one. No, it was that one I'll talk about in a second. This is the next trade, okay, that happened. Apparently that happened, okay? I don't know how to even say this, guys. Phillips, is it Chitil? I don't know. And then Ryan Lindgren and a first-round pick. I don't like that trade at all. I look at Miller. It's that's all you're getting for me? You know what I mean? The Rangers fan base would be so excited if that was the case. So excited, right? We got to get something of value. He's going to go help a team. And then here's the other rumors, with Carolina, Kotkaniemi, Rustral, I'm having a hard time with that name. Rostrolovich. Roslovich. That's what it is. Roslovich. Apparently, we've been wanting him for a long time. Kotkaniemi is apparently he's the fourth line center in Carolina. He's 24 years old. Canucks have some interest in him. Sounds like Carolina. Maybe being this close to making a trade with the New York Rangers has opened up opportunities. Maybe Dallas is now interested. Maybe Carolina wants him, and they can pull off a great deal. I mean, this is where we're at. I don't want to trade him at all. And it seems like Canucks are open to doing that. All right, let's dive into. Let's first go into the the donation. Major Tail, good to see you. Management could first look to add to the team before getting rid of major components like Miller. 100%. 100%, bro. Great comment. Exactly. Yeah. 100-point players. How many have we even had? Like Naslund, Sedins, Bertuzzi, Pettersson. There's not many people. Bure, didn't he get 100 points? Mogilny had 100 points with us. But it's a small list. 188 people here. Hit the like and subscribe, everyone. I love going through all these kind of comments. So, excuse me. 32 years old, please. Yeah, shot spot. I think, or shot spot. I don't even know what that is. Listen, 32 years old, please. That's like, listen. If you look at the Washington Capitals, okay, look at I'm going to bring it up because it just drives me nuts that people are like so crazy about age. Okay. We're talking about the Washington Capitals. Okay. Are they not like first place? They're one of the top teams in the NHL. Okay. Look at this team. And they're all in it. They're in it to win it. Okay? Look at this. Ovechkin, 39. Backstrom, LTIR, 37. Breezeboss, 26. Okay? Tom Wilson's 30. Oshie, 38. Lars Eller, 35. Nick Dowd, okay, 34. You've got all these guys. John Carlson, 35. Matt Roy, 29. You know, like we're just 33. Trevor Van Riemsdyk, you know, like 32-year-old, like the goalie's 31. Thompson's 27. Thompson's been a great addition. Like this team's one of the top teams in the NHL. Oh, we can't use age. What if JT Miller's great until he's 36? Let's get rid of him now because he's 32. We're going to miss out on 4 great years? Is he going to regress? Maybe. Appreciate the comment. This team has a chance to regroup and come on strong when it matters the second half of the season. Exactly. Callum says we can't afford to make a rush deal and lose either or both Petey or JT Miller. Yeah, I agree. 100%. Stuart Baker is here, and told you other fans are a little slow. Cousin Vinny, you're funny. Brian wants to beat Buffalo. Okay, let's just stick to the JT Miller. Brian says, according to Elliot Freeman, which is he's an insider. He doesn't always know everything. Miller got into a verbal confrontation with another player or coach during the national game before he took 10 games off. That's why he played 2 shifts in that game. Cool. But he's back now. So what? Now it's like, oh, we can't handle him anymore. Okay. Things like this happen. We're not talking about that yet. Trading Miller is a necessity now because of his confrontation with teammates and maybe the coach. I just disagree, but you're entitled to your opinion. There is a channel on YouTube from New York that he has been on for 4 hours straight talking about a possible Miller trade. Exactly. People want Miller. People are like, oh, his trade value's down. Dollywall said, his trade value's down. You're not going to get much. I doubt it. Trading Miller would go down as the dumbest trade in Canucks history. I mean, there's a Cam Neely trade that's worse, but don't trade either. I'm with you. Honestly, I just want this done. Trade JT. Why? Why, Green? I appreciate your comments, but why? We're going to be worse. You want to be worse? We're not going to be better. Alfred wants to trade him too. If not, you get Lafreniere. I think Lafreniere would be great. If we're going to trade Miller, go get the first overall pick. Yeah, I want to see how this team performs next year when we actually get a puck-moving D-man on the team, right? So is JT Miller. JT Miller is not a star player, but he totally is. Totally. He was an all-star last year. He was awesome in the playoffs. I don't know what you want. He had 103 points. 103 points. He had 82 the year before that, a point per game player, and 99 points the year before that. That's not a star player? Elfrin, come on. Yeah, exactly. People are complaining about JT at his worst, and it's been half a season, but we won't flip it around. I say no. I'm a Miller fan, not a Petey fan at all. Management wants to shake things up, and unfortunately, JT is a scapegoat. Yeah, I mean, good comment. The age is playing a factor too. If JT leaves, all eyes will be on Petey. Yeah, you think that he can't handle the pressure now? Wait till JT's gone. Trade Petey and Besser to Columbus, get picks and an impact player. Do they have impact players? I'm sorry, but yeah, don't trade JT Miller. I'm with you. Well, they have to trade him now, and they won't get much, but the core is washed. Besser might be traded too. Demko's rumored to be wanting out, so you don't have a choice. I mean, Demko's been so hurt that it's not going to really hurt. He doesn't play everyone. And I love Thatcher Demko. 242 people here. This is insane. All those people are like, oh, the media is so brutal. You guys are stirring this up. No, as fans, we want to talk about this. The best player on the team is decided. Who plays with Hughes? Defensive pairing. Exactly. Yes, it is. Yes, it is an excuse because you gave Pettersson the excuse. Everyone's like, oh, well, let's give him a pass. I mean, he had, this injury, blah, blah, blah. It's fine. And I'm okay now. Like, you want to give him a pass? Then you got to give JT a pass too. But at the end of the day, JT Miller's still playing better. Still to this day, JT Miller's playing better than Pettersson. This will be a retool. I mean, will it work? Dude, nobody in the NHL has had players injured more, star players injured more than us. People are going to say, oh, no, Colorado was hurt. Yeah, they were. They were riddled with injuries, but not named Makar, McKinnon, Rantanen. Those guys were healthy this season. Tony, I am with you. Don't trade anyone. Yeah, management, I don't know what they're doing. Han says, depends on what we get. Could get a 7-year investment in exchange for a 3-year hangover player. Yeah. And that's fair. If we get something good for JT and you want to trade, cool. But if we're going to lose the deal, no. Yeah, don't trade Miller, Dell says. Number one, we'll lose the trade. Number two, we'll set the team back years and will cause the team to trend downwards. Have players and coach come together in a kumbaya moment and figure it out, right? You can't afford to lose Quinn Hughes. You can't afford to waste his years. If you trade JT, you're going backwards, in my opinion. If Pettersson can perform with Wielander and DPD, then ask him to waive his no trade clause. Is he, though? I'm not sure. Keep Pettersson because he stays because he wants to stay. Okay. Miller said that he wanted to stay. Is that okay? JT Miller got carried by Hughes. Now Petey's getting more of those minutes. JT is sad. The incredible sulk. Wow. I mean, Green, you're entitled to your opinion for sure. Canucks management should just bite the bullet on trading Miller. For what? Just trade him because you just got to? Addition by subtraction? I'm not buying it on this. Guys, come on. Canuck Tony, I'm with you. Josh, I'm with you, man. Maybe you're right about this. I don't know. I just think that like we have these narratives and we think we know what's right. I like Lafreniere a lot, but he would be a lot. Correction on your title would be a big mistake. Trading JT Miller is a big mistake. Yeah. No, they were this close to trading him. It would have happened on Saturday. So that's why I put it that way. So pass it to Lyndon. Thanks, though. But I appreciate the comment. Sure needed a defender. Think Besser might go. Coach Rob's in the building. What if Miller has a career-altering injury? Maybe. What if Pettersson has one too? Canucks have known that he was hurt since camp. No, he got hurt in the season. Remember that face-off he took? Maybe they gave him a month off under guys of mental health to keep it on. They might have. It's too late. They got to move him. I don't think it's too late. Roberto says I'd package Miller, Besser, and Höglander to New York to get Schneider, Lafreniere, and Chaitel. I don't know how you say that name. The only way I'd trade Miller, or else I'd keep him. I want, if I'm trading Miller, I want Lafreniere and Schneider in the deal. That's what I want. They will trade Miller, but it's going to be a mistake. Yeah, that you could be right. David W. says trading JT Miller, getting something big for him ideally, yet Besser's contract expires much sooner, maybe easier for other NHL teams to swallow. You trade JT Miller, and then it's like, guys, that's Besser and him have good chemistry. It's possible the trades keep falling apart because Canucks don't want external doctors to evaluate his issue. That's possible. Yeah, I just don't buy this, Elfrin. Like, I understand that this is possible. It's possible. But if you're saying that, like, can't you say that about Elias? It's been 12 months, bro. What's his excuse? Yeah, the contract is a bit long for sure. The Rangers proposal makes me sick. Miller for Horvat, straight up, no thanks. Arguably, if you trade JT, whatever you get back, you'll lose that trade unless your team overpays. That's right. What happened was we lost our fast-moving D-man who can't move the puck up the ice. Zadorov could skate, and it's all just used. Yeah, so the injuries, this is what's wrong with the Vancouver Canucks. Everyone wants to know, okay? And in this order, our injuries to star players, our management decided not to replace some of our players like Ian Cole and Zadorov with players that are going to make a difference. Okay. They failed on Forbert and Desharnais. That's just a fact. Okay. We know that. Then Hronek and Hughes got hurt, and then they got exposed. They re-signed Myers. Myers is not good. He cannot, like even Allvin said, Myers is not supposed to be playing on the third line. Or on the first line power play unit. That's not his strength. That's what he said. That's what we've been saying. Right? And then the third thing is Pettersson and Miller have been struggling. That is why this team sucks right now. And we're almost a playoff team. I know every fan base has the bipolar ADHD stuff. Okay, build around Hughes, Hronek, Petey, DeBrusk, Sherwood, DPD. I'm okay with this. Why can't it be Miller as well? I disagree, Elfrin, but we can still be friends. Yeah, Canuck Tony, I'm very, very nervous about that. I love Miller. I really think they can fix it out, and the Canucks do need a D-man. Rev, what would you take for Miller? It has to be something good in return, everyone. It has to be like I just think like I would love a Noah Dobson and a Danny Nelson or a Brock Nelson. I would like that. I don't think they would do that, but and it's the money part that's hard, right? Myers has been a clown since Myers has been terrible this year, but he's also been asked to do way more than he's like he's got to stay within his skill sets and then he's good. Honestly, think it would be the worst trade in franchise history. No joke. I'd fire Allvin on the spot. It would put him below Benning. Wow. Yeah, Jack, that's pretty bold. Trade the weak guy, right? And that's not Miller. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. No trade yet. The media is toxic. They always put the negative under the microscope. Neil, maybe you're right, my friend. Maybe you're right. Aren't they just reporting what is being said? Though, like, I don't know. I just feel like we're always just throwing the media under the bus for. Is it really? So the reason why the Canucks are doing bad this season is because of the media? I don't think that's what you're saying, but don't you think that's just it's just too easy to blame someone else? Like, exactly. He doesn't even know how to fight. He even being the bigger than him, that was just disgusting. Good. I'm glad. You're glad what? That they're going to trade JT Miller? I'd keep both. Not sure about Besser as he's one of my faves. This is what it is, though. Don't lose for nothing. Yeah, he's another thing. Keep him and Petey. Yeah, don't trade them, either one of them. I'm with you. Keep JT. What are the management thinking? Let's keep Mr. K. Is it K over K Rock? K Rock? No, I don't know. Over easy and do nothing in playoffs? Yeah, I don't know. I would trade him. I would trade him. Oh, he makes them sad. You know what? Like Pettersson says, nobody puts more pressure on him than himself. He's driven. He wants to be better. And I want him to be better too. It was a short period of time that he did that. So I don't know. I just don't think that's a true statement, but that's what the narrative says, Alfred. So nobody has an idea of JT's medical status. We haven't seen him play at 100% since the playoffs. Most of Miller's assists are passes to Hughes on the power play. His stats are inflated, not even good at 8 million. Has he had an off year? Yes. Is he terrible? No, he's not terrible. I'd trade JT. I'd keep JT and move Petey for the haul. I would consider that too, depending on what you could get. But look at Hughes' assists and compared to all our other D-men's assists. Whoever's playing with Hughes is scoring. Yeah, he's dominating. JT Miller's been very clear that he wants to stay. So EP40, I meant he has no grit, no heart. Yeah, I know. I don't think they should trade either Petey or Miller, to be honest. It would be I agree, Ryan. I don't want either one of them traded at this stage. Last game, watching Petey without Hughes 5-on-5. Petey created nothing. Also, the fact Petey is now playing DeBrusque and Besser and still isn't producing. That is a great comment right there. I think the Neely trade is going to go down as the worst trade in Canucks history, and it won't be there. Strictly Canuck talk. Good to see you. Trading JT is better for the long term. PD, as bad as he's been, will probably bounce back. I would put quotations on that, but it's your opinion. Maybe not the 100-point player, but power play guy. JT has two more good seasons left, while PD probably has 4 to 5. Trading JT makes sense for long term for the Canucks. Bring Barzal home. I'd love to get Barzal, don't get me wrong, but if you wanted Barzal, Pettersson would have to be in the deal. You're not getting Barzal for Miller. I appreciate your comment. I don't agree with it. I don't think that JT has 1 to 2 years left that's going to be good, but I could be wrong. This is the scenario, strictly Canucks talk, that I want to talk to you about. I literally could see this happening. JT Miller gets traded and goes on and has a great career. I can see that. I can also see that JT Miller gets traded and the Canucks are in a tailspin. I can see that too. Or what if we just kept them both, wait till they get healthy, and let them cook? That's what I want to see. Everyone's convinced it's not going to work. Listen, the Toronto Maple Leafs have held onto their core for forever. And I know people are like, we can't do that. It's like, well, what are you going to get for Marner? You're not going to get what he's worth. Canucks got to make an identity choice. Are they a tough team of Americans or a skilled team of Swedish players? That's a great question. I think the Americans will get shipped out. Miller, Besser, and Demko. Gee, that is like, oh. Think about watching this team without Miller. Just watch it. Just see what happens. You think you're mad now? You're going to be mad. Maybe JT Miller has checked out on the Canucks. Maybe he has. I don't know. People want to say, oh, I saw him on the bench and he's checked out. Okay, maybe. PD never checked in. Best comment. I know a lot of people think this green, get the trade done. I just disagree with you. Okay, so we trade JT. I'm never buying a Canucks ticket again. Trading your 100-point center for some banana peels while in the prime of one of his best D-men of all time. Yeah, Jack, it's tough. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Wow. I don't know. I think I like Besser a lot, and I don't think we're going to keep him because of term. Get exceptionally worse for rest of the season. Man, I don't know. Okay, so David says it's tempting to say that PD is a 20-something, so should be kept, while Miller is a 30-something. It seems to be playing better. What about Kopitar, a late 30-something center who scored last? Yeah, exactly. Dude, exactly. Last postseason, the goal that would tie the Kings and Oilers a series to a game apiece. Yeah, Kopitar may not be a spring chicken, but he used to be, but he still shows that he's got in that series flashes of Cup champion. I mean, he's a Stanley Cup champ. That press conference was a joke. Why do that? I don't know. Grogu should be consulted, but Trev's ego is too big. That's awesome. I don't know. I Green, I honestly don't understand how you think that Hughes is carrying Miller. I think they complement each other. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I understand that. But if you're right, like this close to be trading Miller, I would just say I'm going to postpone it. Just wait till the trade happens. Miller is a big meanie. Yeah, exactly. trade Petey to this core is wash, Trev. Let's get some cap space and try again. This team is not elite. We had a good first half last year and crazy and lucky playoff run. You might be right. I don't know. Stop alienating top NHL talent, Canucks fans who are in their right mind would like to come here when we eat out. Oh, that is nasty, Callum. So, Callum, actually, the point that you raise is a good point in the way this way. It's shocking to me how many times this fan base has wanted to trade JT Miller. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I think fans, I don't know if media, but maybe media, I'm not sure. I think fans are trying to run him out of town because they want to protect Pettersson. Agreed, keep Miller. PD leading this core is going to be dark times. Man, I just don't see good. Ooh, dude, relax. Ooh. Language. If the Canucks think they're getting Lafreniere and Schneider from the Rangers, I know. I agree. I don't think we're going to get that. That's why I don't want to trade Miller. Swedish GM defends Swedish players. I know, shocking, right, Del? JT has been a consistent, awesome player with so much heart. And then there's EP40. No, I think he was talking about Pettersson was their number one, wasn't he? He was useless in the playoffs, Canuck Tony. You're right. Kevin, thank you for being here. Well, JT doesn't have to agree to a trade. Knowing how much JT likes the team, he will make the right decision and say, no, I will not agree. Perfect. That's a great comment. Honestly. Maybe the reason why the trade got vetoed or nixed, as they like to say, is because it was JT Miller who said, no, thank you. Guys, girls, we have 327 people watching this stream right now. This is insane. Thank you for being here. I think that JT Miller controls his own destiny. JT only played well against Edmonton because he knows a trade is imminent. He's almost out of here. Well, what about against Montreal? I don't know. Yeah, he's got a lot of drive. So, I see what you're saying. I mean, who in their right mind want to play? Yeah, I know. We are so negative. PD has been useless for not almost a year. It has been a year. End of January. So you're right. Almost a year. I was at game 5, man. I was at game 5. I watched all those series. He was great. That's what, if he wasn't great, you wouldn't chant his name. I was there. I've got videos to prove it. You can go back and watch. Unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. Put them together. On the power play. More worried about Besser not getting extended? Yep, Kevin, that's a good point. Right? Pete on pace for Louis Eriksson numbers this season. No, I don't think it's that bad, but that's what I'm saying, Canuck Tony. I'm not interested. It's hard to get a JT, a playoff type player. Let's trade him. No. If PD doesn't, then he will be next to be gone. I know. Yeah, he does give you Selke defense as a floor, and that's great. I like that about him. The only time our stars is when Hughes and PD had 29 points in 10 games in JT's absence. Dude, don't you think, Green, that you're just cherry picking the stats? Think about this. Look at this whole year. He's had more games than JT. He's had less points. Yeah, great. He's sulky defense. I'm glad he backchecks. I'm glad he's good defensively. That's why he got part of that deal. That's why, right? Come on. Yeah, no thank you to that deal. All right. There's so many comments. Like I'm just scrolling. Okay, we'll get to the Trev, let me ask you, what makes you think the media isn't part of the issue here, though? So what about the media? What have they done to make it awful? They heard there was a rift, and then they wanted to talk about it. They've heard that there's trade rumors. They want to talk about it. And the Canucks are vague. The Canucks don't want to tell you anything. They don't want to tell you if you're injured, whatever, right? If you just come out and say, yeah, we've had some rough times. It's been rough in the locker room, but these guys are going together, or they just say, you know what? We believe in this team. We believe in scoring. No, Allvin goes out and throws Pettersson under the bus, everyone. And now it's the media's fault for reporting on that. That's where I think what's the hard part about whenever I think that everyone's trying to make it say, oh, the media is the worst. It's like, well, have you ever, like, Toronto's way worse. Montreal's way worse than us. And it's because Canadians care. That's why there's people in the seats, because fans care. So media are asking questions that the fans want to know. 352 people in here. This is insane. I don't know, man. This is crazy. You know what else helps you win cups? Keeping 100-point freaking stud. So dumb. I know. It's going to be hard. Honestly, I mean, you'd have to win. If you're winning without JT, that I'm going to watch anyways, but I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. Get Pettersson. I love your comments tonight, man. Or shooting the puck at the player, gets blocked, turned over for an on-man rush down. Yeah, I know. Shannon, good to see you. Pettersson wins the sulky before he ever gets a selkie, and we're not paying him $1 trillion to be Ryan Kessler, who can't win faceoffs, fight, or score. Well, I don't care about if he can fight, but yeah. Yeah, I understand, like, if this is real, like if this rift or they can't coexist and all that stuff, that's fact. I get it. The Canucks having been broken straight. Yeah, it's been bad to watch. Nobody's happy. Why didn't I stream after the Oilers game? We'll get into that right now, actually. Thank you for bringing that up, Ryan. Great question. Okay, here's the thing. The reason I didn't stream after the Oilers game was I was out of town. I was literally traveling back. I went to Chilliwack with my son and his basketball team. I'm the coach. And we played in a tournament. We came second in the tournament, the basketball tournament. And I was driving home. I was listening to the game on radio. We caught the 10:10 ferry. I didn't get home until just around midnight. And I didn't stream. I was too tired. And I told everyone that's why I didn't stream. Would have been a fun game to stream. I thought the Canucks were going to get smoked against the Oilers. What a game. Saw a lot of the highlights. And let's talk now about the suspension. This is what happened. This is why I like the spitting chicklets graphic that I'm showing you. And it says McDavid and Myers have both each been suspended 3 games for their cross checks in Saturday night's game. It shows both of the cross checks. And I want to be very clear about this. Very clear about this. Okay. Both of those pictures, as you look at them, and I want to bring this up. So they both get 3-game suspensions. Well done, NHL. Well done. Get these kind of acts out of the league. I don't care whose name is on the back of that jersey. Cross-checking, a straight cross-check to the face, to the neck, to the head, has to be out of this game. I don't care if your name's Tyler Myers, Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin, you know what I mean, Zadorov. You put any name. I did not like it when Soucy did it to McDavid in the playoffs. I did not agree with that. And this is what people are saying. Soucy only got one game and McDavid and Myers got 3. This is unfair. It was a playoff game. If it wasn't a playoff game when Soucy did that, I could see him getting 5. And then Myers is like, oh, I didn't mean to hit him there. I meant to hit him here, and I just rode up and I made a mistake. And it's like, you have to have control of your stick, Myers. So yes, you should have been fined for that and suspended for that. That's awesome. Well done, NHL. Get that kind of garbage out of our game. You're teaching young people that this is going to be okay. You get mad, someone's annoying you, you can cross-check them. You know what they used to do back in the day? So they used to just drop the gloves and punch a guy in the face. But two-hand cross-check to the face is so dangerous. And I'm not saying like fighting is not dangerous, but like you're doing the stick work. Or they punch you with the glove. That's what they do. But no, we're going to do like both of them. That was absolutely atrocious. And it needs to be out of the league. And I don't care. I do not care what your name is. I don't care how much money you're making or not making. This has to get out of the league. 1,000%. You cannot be, I cannot be more clear tonight than this. Well done, NHL. Now, I do think Myers should have got more than McDavid, but I'm thankful that they gave them both at least 3 games. I would have been okay if Myers got 4 games because I thought his was a little more harsh, to be honest with you. Even if he got 5, I'd be like, yeah, I can see it. But I thought they were going to give McDavid 1 or none. I'm really excited that the NHL had the guts to do this. All right, let's yeah, I know Soucy's was an accident for sure, but at the same time, you have to get rid of that in the game. It can't be you can't be okay with that. Ballsy move by the NHL in the 3-game suspension, holding McBaby out of that heavily advertised tilt with Ovi. The revenge game against the Canucks +1. I never saw that coming. Good job, NHL. Yeah, Green, I'm with you on that. If attitude and grit are the problems, JT is the guy you want to keep. Is it Soucy who is upset? Can that guy? Oh, Pettersson. Well, we got to make it political, right? McDavid got a game for the incident. They didn't suspend him for a few games ago. Otherwise, it would have been 2 games, in my opinion. Okay. You throw a cross-check. It doesn't matter where you intended to hit the other person. It is no accident. I agree with you, Personalized. I'm not surprised McDavid and Myers received suspensions. Their cross-checks to the face occurred so late in the game. Their ejections on their own wouldn't have sent a strong enough message. I agree. I don't think Myers was trying to argue, only that it wasn't intentional. And that's fine. It's fine. You can be unintentional, but you literally straight face. Like there was no like where McDavid's was like you had to go down and you're intentional about going down, where Myers, I don't care if you by accident did it. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. You still did it right to his face. He could have lost all his front teeth. He could have gotten a concussion. Like you don't do it to any player, but then you went and did it to their star defenseman too. I don't know what that means. McDavid's elbow against Minnesota was controversial as there was no motion showing any intent to raise the elbow. That's why player safety did not assess anything and were not involved in no match pen. Did you finish it off somewhere? Pen. I don't know what, or elementary school. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Myers on Bouchard was worth 3 games. Sorry, not sorry. It's true. I agree. Too much history, and McDavid's was just as bad. I agree. Where was Myers when the Canucks had to deal with Chara? The only reason why McDavid got suspended was because all hell would have been raised with only a suspension of Myers. I don't think that's the only reason. I think the reason is he cross-checked Garland in the head. That's the reason. Didn't McDavid do the same thing a game or two before? Should have been more. That's fine. I'm okay with 3 games. Garland did well to tie up McDavid in the final 20 seconds of the game. And if you don't like that, then call a penalty on him for interference. That's totally fine. Ref's got to call it. 363 people in here. That's crazy. Hit the like and subscribe, everyone. If anyone was going to get the tying goal, it would have been McDavid. It's true. He was the pest, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't think it justifies getting cross-checked in the face. I don't think that JT Miller wants to be traded. I agree with you, Shannon. Don't get it twisted. McDavid's elbow in Minnesota is why he got 3 games instead of 2. That's why Myers got the same. Other fans miss that, though. Seems they don't understand how the league works. Tyler Myers is like Justin Trudeau, always giving up on goals and making excuses for when caught making mistakes. McDavid is 100% a wrestling heel McBaby chance during his promos. Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious. JT Miller said that because all I know is I want to be Canuck now, today, and in the future. That's what he said. I can read it to you. I got it on my phone right now. This is a direct quote, everyone. A direct quote from JT Miller, if I can find it. I've got a lot of pictures on here from all the sports from this weekend. This is the direct quote. I'm planning on being a Canuck today, tomorrow. Whatever happens, happens. I'm focused on the next game. That doesn't say that. He's like, I know. I might be traded, but I'm focused on being a Canuck. NHL scoreboard, Penguins 5, LA 1. Wow, I did not know that. That's cool. I wonder what he said to Myers. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It's no accident, right? Right, personalized? It's no accident. David W. says, but doing so into another player's face or neck should always be an injection from the game. That's what McDavid and Myers got via, yes, from last weekend's game. Yep. Yeah, I hope DPD comes up. That's what I hope. Okay, let's hear this. JT and his agent have made an exception to be traded to the Rangers. However, the holdup is the hesitation from the Rangers to give up a conditional draft pick. Okay. JT and his agent are also getting contacted by other GMs since the Canucks have given permission to talk to the restricted player. That's I'm okay with that. Trev, I'm cooking up a parlay right now for tomorrow. What do you think about these picks? Sens, Caps, Panthers, Canucks. Do you think this hits for tomorrow? You know what, Ryan? I say go for it. Go for it. You can't take your money with you. Just don't put too much money on it. You know what I mean? Make it small. 375 people in here. Wild. To be fair, nobody knows except for Miller. Shannon only stated her opinion. Yeah, exactly, Rome. Appreciate that. Kemp, yo, might need a bigger hat size after all this attention to your channel. Right? Nah. I just make the same kind of content. If you like Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest, follow it. If you don't, that's fine. You don't have to. But Dan, you're right. It's been fun having a lot of people in here. It's been fun. But I appreciate all the regulars as well. You guys and girls are amazing, just so you know. Edmonton had the puck even when they had called a penalty. Whistle wouldn't have gone either way. The fact that the Rangers didn't want to give up a conditional makes me sick. Like, yeah, toss in another dime with those pennies. Yeah, I did trade. I'm with you, Shannon. We should not trade him. And I do not think that JT Miller wants to get traded. He's okay to be traded for the right deal. Yeah, exactly. Rum, I talked about this in this video. Miller can stop all these trade talks by simply stating that he has exercised his no movement clause and stopping any trade to any team. That's true. And the Canucks gave him that right in that contract, which he signed. What Miller said doesn't mean he wants to stay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So he so ready to move on. Some guys went out for dinner on Friday. He might be ready to go. I just don't know that. I don't mind Keandre Miller. I don't mind him. I would prefer Schneider, but no, but the referee can still blow the whistle as the holding is excessive because causing interference. I agree as well. Referee under the NHL rulebook should have blown the whistle. I know this from my experience. Yep, I think you're right. I totally forgot to say that was funny when Tocchet called that timeout and they played so good against LA, right? Weird how first timeout of Tocchet calls in a long time, they play a little bit better. Keandre Miller, basketball does not belong in the... Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, if Miller wants to go and he's like, yeah, I can go to the Rangers, I'll do that. Like, let me get out of this, like, this show, like this crapshoot of this tailspin has just been awful. So maybe he wants. Yeah, I know. I wish he'd been calling. Tocchet's been calling timeouts. I don't understand why he hasn't been. Elliot Freeman said earlier that JT has been very forthcoming and actually not using his no move clause as leverage at all. He knows it's best for him and this team to split. That's fine. On Dolly and Dolly. I mean, I don't believe everything that Elliot Freeman says, but maybe he's right on that. And Dolly will confirm that too today. Elvis, I think Miller I think we should keep Miller. Let them move Pettersson. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I think you can get more for Pettersson. Ryan Miller should absolutely be traded by the Canucks for Ryan Miller for any price. If you're just saying Ryan, you're talking to Ryan who just commented. But I think you're talking about like Ryan Miller, the goalie. Tocchet called a timeout Saturday. Maybe he's getting the hang of it. He's trying to make a pun, a joke about the NBA. There's a Keandre Miller in the NBA as well. He's like a boomer learning technology. Okay, so last thing I want to show you. This is what this week looks like. So tomorrow night, I'll be doing a live stream. Canucks are at home to Buffalo. So join me tomorrow night. Then Thursday is the Oiler game, the rematch. Join me Thursday night as well. I'll do a late one there, probably 9:30 again, because I do have a basketball practice. And then McDavid and Meyer. Oh, no, wait a minute. What am I doing? And then Saturday, I might have a real treat. I might have some guests on with me for the Capitals Canucks game. Join me for the live stream after that game. So that's what it looks like. Tune in this week. We're at home on Tuesday. We're on the road in Edmonton on Thursday, and we're at home again on Saturday. Look at how many times we're wearing the black skate jersey. Isn't that crazy? So, yeah. Anyways, keep JT Miller. That's the thing. If you don't do that, I think it's a huge mistake. That's the thing. I've been going for an hour and 10 minutes, everyone. An hour and 10 minutes. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. Glad to have everyone here. Martin, hey Trev, how's it going? Very late. Yeah, doing well. Just frustrated by all this JT Miller trade talk. But I'm gonna call it a night. It's been too long. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate each one of you. And I'm gonna cheer this team on no matter what. I just want them to keep JT. I just want them to keep JT. He's the heart. He's the grit guy. He's the grit guy. He's the playoff type player. I want to keep him. I love and keep Quinn Hughes no matter what. Anyone else is expendable. Those two guys you want to build around. Have a good night. Go Canucks, go.